Live from the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, FATV is proud to present its coverage of the championship game of the 2025 Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament. Today, the Hawks of Hudson look to defend their title against the Blue Knights of Lunenburg Ayer Shirley. It's a rematch of last year's championship, and it starts in just a few moments here on FATV. I'm John Gugerty, joined as always by Dan Bolak. Dan, we saw a very competitive consolation game, the third place game between the Bulldogs of Monty-Tech Fitchburg and the Blue Devils of Leominster. Monty-Tech Fitchburg emerged victorious in that one. We're hoping for a competitive championship game to wrap up the Bushnoe.
I imagine a lot of people have been looking forward to this matchup between two sides, or two of the better teams in all of Central Mass. For Lunenburg Ayer Shirley, you know, they made the playoffs last year. They were the number 11 seed in Division 4, and they took themselves quite a ways. Last night they had quite the dominant performance, 13-0 over Leominster. And today they'll play a Hudson side that, you know, gave them a bit of fits last year in the tournament. Hudson last year a state semifinalist as the number 10 seed. And both these teams bringing back so much talent. We expect a very good show today.
Lunenburg Ayer Shirley comes in with a record 4-1 overall. They are 2-0 in the Midwatch C. The Hawks of Hudson are 2-2 on the young season, 1-1 in their division. Lunenburg Ayer Shirley sits atop the Midland Wachusett C division. Here just 5 games into their regular season. Hudson just a couple of teams behind. Again, there was a bit of restructuring, reshuffling, some conference organizations and all of that. If the term Midwatch C sounds foreign to you, well, you'll get used to it.
I mean, it's the first year of this particular structure. It's a little different, but I imagine we'll all get adjusted as time goes on. You know, for Lunenburg Ayer Shirley, you look down the list of the most dangerous players. They've already got 3 players with double-digit points on the season. Owen Hurley had a hat trick last night. He's up to 11 points on 7 goals and 4 assists. Dylan Sprague had 4 assists. A goal and 9 assists for him on the campaign. Sam Brand, 5 goals and 5 assists. He had a perfectly symmetrical 2 goals and 2 assists last night. In fact, I believe 18 different skaters for the Blue Knights got points. The only ones who didn't get on the point sheet last night were Nathan Richard and Johnny McGrath.
If you want to talk about danger on the other side for the Hawks of Hudson, look no further than Jordan Souza. 7 goals, 7 assists already on the season, over 100 points in his career for the junior captain of this Hudson side. Souza is the leading scorer for Hudson. Timmy O'Malley has 12 points as well. Both of those gentlemen contributed majorly to last night's 8-1 victory in the semifinals over Monty-Tech Fitchburg.
And that was an 8-1 win for the Hawks. Timmy O'Malley, a 5-point night, a hat trick and 2 assists. Jordan Souza, 2 goals and 2 assists. Tommy Chamberlain had a goal and an assist. Ray Diodato and Toby Eady each had a goal. Luke Lewis had 2 assists. Nolan Vasile an assist. Brandon Garcia with 14 saves. Hudson outshot Monty-Tech Fitchburg 43-15, including not conceding a shot on target in the running time, 3rd period.
Both of these schools, of course, are co-ops. Lunenburg Ayer Shirley, it's right there in the name. Hudson co-ops with Tohoto for boys ice hockey.
They've got a number of players coming from Tohoto. For my count, 4 of them.
Those being the aforementioned Mr. Chamberlain, along with Devin Morton, Luke Lewis, another one of the captains, and Michael Melville. All of them played significant parts in last night's victory as well.
And Brandon Diodato used to be a Tohoto kid, but as he started 9th grade, he made the move over to Hudson. But still, again, some representation from Berlin and Boylston, joining the kids from Hudson to make this solid Hawk side. Both these teams with some solid netminders. Jacob Karch has played pretty well in the early going, the sophomore. Expected to get his 6th start of the season, 4-1, 162 goals against, 930 save percentage. You know, in 13 periods of play that he's been defending the goal. Lunenburg Ayer Shirley has given up just 100 shots. That's not too bad. For Hudson, we expect Brandon Garcia to get the nod. He's got a 2-2 record. He's conceded 9 goals in 4 games this season. Couldn't really tell you what his save percentage is without just taking a wild guess.
The Hawks have gone a loss, an 8-1 win, a loss, and an 8-1 win in their first 4 games of the season. It's an interesting pattern that they'll look to break if they want to defend their title as the Bushnoe tournament champions. For now, we'll send it down to our public address announcer, Jim LaPointe, to introduce the starting lineups, and we'll have our national anthem. It's the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament Championship game here on FATV.
The student athletes involved in tonight's contest understand the importance of sportsmanship and know that it should be practiced at all times. Please help our students by showing respect to all participants and spectators at tonight's contest and cheering only in a positive manner. And now the starting lineups for the Hawks. Starting on defense, number 6, Devin Morton. Defense, number 16, Braylon Massey. At center, number 8, Tim O'Malley. At wing, number 5, Jordan Souza. At wing, number 23, Mike Melville. And in goal for the Hawks, number 33, Brandon Garcia. The head coach for Hudson is George Piandis. And now for the Blue Knights, starting at right wing, number 14, Ethan Dion. At center, number 9, Andrew Nikosha. Left wing, number 2, Sean McGrath. At defense, number 6, Jack Heffernan. At defense, number 10, Colin Hakey. And in goal for the Knights, number 1, Jacob Karge. The head coach for Lunenburg Ayer Shirley is Eric Short. Officials for tonight's game, Dan Spedding and Brett Carrier. Ladies and gentlemen, students, at this time I'd ask you all to please stand as we honor our nation and the flag with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Just moments away from the championship game here in the 20th year of the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament here on FATV. I'm John Gugerty, joined as always by Dan Bullock. We come to you from the Gates Arena here at the Wallace Civic Center, just off John Fitch Highway in Fitchburg, Mass. If you are in the area, we absolutely encourage you to come on down. But if you're comfy on your couch, we absolutely understand. If you know anyone who is interested in this game, maybe a Hudson fan who couldn't make the trip, or really anyone in the world who wants to watch this championship game, you can go to fatv.org/watch-fatv. It's fatv.org/watch-fatv. That will have all the information you need on how to watch FATV. Obviously, if you can hear me, you are presently watching FATV, but you can help others. Spread the word. For Community Access Station, dang it, we want to build our community.
Blue Knights in the home white uniforms with the blue numbers and the blue and maroon trim. They'll go left to right in this first period. Hudson in the road, red uniforms with white numbers and trim. They will go from right to left. A shot through a bit of traffic that goes wide of the cage. Getting to that, Braylon Massey on the far side for the Hawks, the starting defenseman. Massey gets it back, he's a sophomore. Gets it around the boards, out to the near side looking for Melville. But will find Sean McGrath instead for the Blue Knights. Back around the boards again. Jack Heffernan on the right side gets a shot off, saved by Brandon Garcia. First shot of the contest coming 37 seconds into the game. Out to the right side, backhand pass. McGrath trying to jam away at it on the right side. Can't really get his stick on the puck. Back out to Heffernan at the point. Through everybody and misses the net as well. All to the left side, Colin Hakey trying to move that along. Hakey had 2 goals last night against Leominster. From the LAS blue line, they'll try to move that forward. Strong stick work from Andrew Nicosia. Now he's got a bit of a break, gets the shot off, shouldered away by Garcia. To the left side, sticks down. Here's McGrath, lifts on the shot, second effort. Can't get that cleanly away as well. And the puck ends up popping around Garcia and goes behind the net.
Braylon Massey tried to clear it. He wound up banging it off of his teammate Timmy O'Malley. O'Malley nearly knocked it into the net.
Colin Holbrook trying to move into the left corner, wanted to find Owen Hurley. Will come around to the left side here, Sam Brand. It's the dangerous line here for LAS. Even if they're not the starting offensive line, they're the most dangerous one to watch. Sprague trying to back in along for Connor Lammy. That'll come out of the zone. So everybody's got to tag up. Massey will throw it down the boards. And I think Hudson wanted to get a line change there. They had a lot of the same players on for quite a while. They'll get that line change with the icing, permissible under Federation rules. Face-off will come to the right of Garcia with 2:01 gone.
Pretty much all of that first 2:01 took place with the puck in Hudson's end of the ice. Hawks weren't able to get any fresh skaters on. They were content to clear it out just to get some fresh bodies out there.
Hudson will move it up here from Diodato, the freshman. Along the left side, shot by Chamberlain, stopped by Jacob Karge. First save of the contest for the sophomore keeper for the Blue Knights. Behind the net around the boards, right side. Be taken by Adam Kimball. Will nudge it down the ice. Stepping up and moving that along, Ryan Devaney. With the right side, Toby Eady. Around the boards left side, side of the net. Eady tries to backhand into the slot, nothing going there. Tries to get it back, Chamberlain over skates. Diodato can't touch once it goes over the line there. Strong hit in the neutral zone, gets a response from the crowd. To the near side, here's Luke Lewis. Lewis gets a shot off. That goes wide, another shot, whistles over the net. Now to the left wing corner, and behind the net, Timmy O'Malley. Trying to move it along, right side boards. Turns around, throws it towards goal, goes behind the net, picked up by the Blue Knights. Out to the near side, punched down the boards, down the ice, and that'll be icing against the Blue Knights. Face-off comes to one side of Jacob Karge with 11:43 to go in the first, no score.
It's a pretty good crowd here in support of both sides. You can see the Blue Knight faithful on the far side, Hudson side on the near side boards, just behind the visitors' bench. You heard the Hawks fans erupt in applause after that big hit by Toby Eady.
Out of the zone, up the left side, Dion. Trying to move along, McGrath with a shot, scores! Sean McGrath able to fire it past Garcia. 11:31 to go in the first, and the first strike to Lunenburg Ayer Shirley. Dynamic moves in transition. And LAS is off and running in this one. When these two teams met in the championship game last year, it was Hudson who got the first, second, and third goals. But then it was LAS who got goals 4, 5, and 6 in the span of less than 3 minutes to boot. So you know, between these two teams.
Knights goals by number 2, Sean McGrath. Assisted by number 14, Ethan Dion. Time of that goal, 3:29, first period.
Backhand opportunity by Chamberlain on the left side of the net, goes nowhere. Try to feed it out in front, but nothing going there either. Down the ice, out of the reach of Owen Hurley. Won't go for icing. Luke Lewis will play it along. Finds Diodato. Will backhand it out to the red line. Jack Heffernan goes D to D. Connor Lammy holds back in his own end. Dylan Sprague going ever further back. Tries to find Brand. He's picked for a moment. Now overskated there by Hurley. He was cross with himself. Here's Souza. Tries to put on a move. Brand not having any of that. Puck hits the skates of a Blue Knight as he was trying to retire to the bench. An appeal for too many men, but not given. Shot from the right point, stopped by Karj. Behind the net, Lammy. Trying to put the moves on. Gets it back to the neutral zone. Luke Lewis standing in the face-off circle at center. Will just dump it straight back in. Out of the zone again, but it goes to the defenseman in Daviny. And now Lewis will float it back in. Colin Holbrook will pick it up, go to the far side for Lammy. Being pushed in the boards by Chamberlain. Back to Holbrook. On the near side for Brand. To the neutral zone here, Sprague. Along for Hurley, out in the left wing corner. Wanted to get it back to Sprague. He was trying to come off for a line change. He will complete that. It's thrown in by Holbrook and patted away by Garcia. 9:10 to go, first period. 1-0 LAS in front. Michael Melville will go behind his own net, out to the far side. On the boards, out of the reach of Johnny McGrath. The two McGraths on this team, by the way, do not go to the same school. Sean's a Lunenburg kid, Johnny's an Ayer Shirley kid. The roster's roughly 2-1 in favor of Lunenburg, and here's a stretch pass. Jordan Souza's got a breakaway. Souza on goal, puts it wide. Had the moves there, follow up there. O'Malley goes off the side of the net. He still keeps it in the zone into the left wing corner. They make sure to adjust the net. That gone off just a little bit after the attempt there by Souza on the breakaway. Karj trying to move to make the save wherever he could.
We spoke a little bit about that last night when the net is just a little bit off its moorings. The referees do have the discretion to keep the puck live. If it gets too ridiculous, they'll stop it and fix things.
80-footer floated in. Garcia will glove it down. No one actively checking him, so play it along. Diodato, 1 against 3, but he'll try to create an opportunity, but Ethan Dion is saying, no, I'm not going to let you do that. Sean McGrath, his 3rd goal of the season, has the 1 strike on the board. Dion out in front, tried to feed the one-timer for Andrew Nicosia. That didn't go anywhere. Shot blocked down, ended up in the skates, turned over. Turnaround shot by Dion, ends up going wide. Hudson trying to come back with numbers. That was touched along the way, so I thought it was touched along the way, but icing will still be given.
I think it was touched, but still in the Hudson end, which is why the icing was called. Like the pass definitely took a deflection from a Hawks stick, but that deflection happened on the incorrect side of the blue line, meaning that it was still icing.
I didn't quite get a good look at myself who had actually touched it. If it was an LAS stick, that would have waved the icing, but a Hudson stick on the wrong side does not void it. Hudson will try to bring it up the old-fashioned way. O'Malley swings and misses. Second effort will get it into the zone, though, but obviously puts a wrench in the offensive rush. Melville keeps it in on the left point. Out for Souza behind the net. Heffernan will body him into the boards. Now gets a nice centering feed. Goes off of O'Malley and on goalie. Karj had to be ready for that one.
I don't think O'Malley got that with his stick. I think it deflected off his skate. If O'Malley had been able to put some oomph into a shot there, he probably had a goal. It just kind of trickled in. Gave Karj the opportunity to cover it up.
Came in so quick on O'Malley, and obviously, off the skate, shot through the traffic, off the draw by Souza, will be stopped by Karj as well. It's like you couldn't try to put any force on the skate to put it in the net. If it goes off of your skate and you're just standing there, that's fine, but obviously directing it in there is not a thing you can do in ice hockey. Souza able to force a turnover, get a shot off, but it goes off a Blue Knight into the left side boards. Luke Lewis trying to keep it in the zone. Wait for the team to tag up, then he'll get the shot from the blue line. That's stopped by Karj. Out of the zone it comes, off of the legs of O'Malley. Melville feeds the puck down as he takes the hit from Ethan Dion. And that's cleared down the ice. And we'll go for icing. 6:26 to go first period. No score for Hudson, one score for Lunenburg Ayer. Shirley shot 6-4 in favor of Hudson.
We were talking, Dan, a little bit with Mike LeClaire here covering the game for the Sentinel and Enterprise before puck drop. He was apprehensive, I think it would be fair to say. You know, we said that we were hoping for a competitive game, and Mike said, yeah, we hope. I think he would be happy with the way these first 10 minutes have gone from the Lunenburg Ayer Shirley perspective.
Yep. You'll notice there's nobody in the net right now for LAS. Jacob Karj is having an issue with the skate on his right foot, to the point that he had to take his pad off to actually get to the skate so that he could go and fix it. And now he will continue to adjust his pads to get that back in there. Takes a little bit.
Of course, the winner of this game will get a regular season victory. All the games in the Bushnoe tournament are counted as regular season games. For the Midwatch C schedule, they'll have to mix things up a little bit. Lunenburg will get their division game with Hudson in here.
And then, you know, for the teams that didn't play each other in the tournament this weekend, they will play each other in the middle of January. They set aside some time on the 12th and 14th to get those games in. It's the shot by Nicosia, stopped by Garcia. So for Lunenburg Ayer Shirley, they'll take on Monty-Tech Fitchburg on January 14th. Hudson will take on Leominster on January 12th. That way, in the Bushnoe tournament, everybody does get to play each other eventually. It's just that those third games are just for filling it all out. And it'll count for league play, too, for...
It's like the NBA Cup, except without disgusting corporate sponsorship.
You could say that. But yeah, make sure that you get the league games in and you're not having non-league league games. As here's Diodato with a chance, a shot off the glove of Karj. Blue Knights able to get it to the blue line, not quite out of the zone in the first try, not on the second either. Cam McGuire was able to keep it in with his positioning there. Pull it back a little bit. Lammy tries to get to Brand. Had a little bit of trouble getting it there, but it got there eventually. Forward line with the rush up, but intercepted. Here's Edie. Toby Edie, top of the circle. Shot goes wide. Left wing corner. Hawks corralled it. Too many Blue Knights. Check into the boards there by Edie. He's one of the bigger players on the ice. 5'11", 200 pounds. Now on to the near side and flicked out to the far side. Pass too far for its recipient. Here's Brand. He'll drop it off. Hurley, tight angle, shot shouldered away by Garcia. Shots 8-7 in favor of Hudson, but the score 1-0 in favor of Lunenburg Ayer Shirley with 4:36 to go in the first period. Owen Hurley goes behind the net. Out to the far side. Skating up is Dylan Gibbons. Really taken back, Timmy O'Malley. Make a move. Gets one man down on his knees, and Richard gets a centering pass. Can't be held by the first recipient. Gets to Souza. His shot is deflected up into the netting and out of play.
We saw last night, Dan, Hudson really seemed to wake up after Monty-Tech Fitchburg scored their goal. I think that might be a little bit of the same in this first period here. The Blue Knights controlled the flow of play for the first few minutes of this one. They were rewarded for their efforts and got on the scoreboard. But ever since it became a 1-0 game, Hudson has really taken this game in their own hands.
Not going to let LAS have it that easily. Near side, Souza. Across for Devaney. He'll gain the red line and send it around the boards to the left side. LAS will be first to arrive. Nearly intercepted by Souza on that pass through the middle of the zone. But LAS will take it instead, drop it off. Shot saved by Garcia. Rebound, scores! Ethan Dion able to follow up on the rebound. Or maybe it was Andrew Nicosia. Either way, it's 2-0 to the Blue Knights.
How many times do you hear it? Goaltender unable to control the rebound. That came right down to the Blue Knights stick. And it was a simple follow-up to make it 2-0 in favor of Lunenburg Ayer Shirley.
Just striking in transition, getting that shot off, and then making sure in good position for the rebound to make Garcia pay. The Blue Knights extend their lead now.
Second goal by number 9, Andrew Nicosia. Assist to number 14, Ethan Dion. Time of that goal, 11:22, first period.
So you see Dion got the original shot, Nicosia got the follow-on. Now LAS has a 2-0 lead. Deodato able to win the puck on that battle, tries to stretch it up to Toby Edie. That's out of his reach. Sam Brand on the red line. Now for Hurley, back for Brand, his shot is wide. And it rides the boards all the way out of the zone, all the way back to Connor Lammy at his own blue line. Lammy will stretch it up. Getting a stick on that one was Devin Morton. As it makes its way all the way down to Brandon Garcia, and he'll cover for a draw. 2:29 to go in the first.
Neither of these teams was overly tested last night, both with fairly one-sided victories. I will say that the Hudson versus Monty Tech Fitchburg game was tighter for longer, so we got to see more of the Hawks not necessarily trying their hardest, to imply that they stopped trying, but we saw more of the top line players playing at max effort for more time from Hudson.
Pitch saved by Brandon, a follow on there by Sprague, not too far off the mark. LAS had the last 4 or 5 shots, and the shot takes a number of changes of direction on the way, ultimately goes wide of the cage. Maybe Garcia got a piece as well. Here's Souza on the right side. O'Malley with a touch, but not more than he could do with that. Souza taking in the right corner. He gets the feed out. O'Malley shot off a stick and into the netting.
But to finish my point, we saw plenty of Hudson's top line playing in top effort. We didn't really see as much of that from Lunenburg Ayer Shirley. Certainly wouldn't have expected the Blue Knights to control this first period the way they have.
One of the things that comes to mind is when you're playing a team that is basically of a level that's below you, one of the things when you're playing this game, when you're playing a much more talented team in a sense, is you've got to hope that you didn't pick up bad habits from the night before. The things that come so easily in a game in which you're overmatching your opponent are not going to come so easily in a game in which you're playing someone of your equal.
And I think Lunenburg Ayer Shirley, Dan, has done a good job of not falling into that trap. Yesterday they were able to get by with very basic elementary offensive play, and they were rewarded with a baker's dozen goals. They have not done that same simple offensive attack pattern against the Hawks. They are playing their game.
First period.
And through this first period, they are playing it very well.
Out of the reach Deodato, but it gets enough of a touch on it that it won't be icing. Jack Heffernan from behind his own cage. Out to the red line. Nothing farther than that. Blue line to blue line. And here's Colin Hakey. Moved along in the self-pass around. And here's Toby Edie. Stretches it for Tommy Chamberlain. Chamberlain, left side, shot blocked. Played on the boards. Luke Lewis tries to keep it in. Can't do so. And now here's Sam Brand with a bit of a 2-on-1. His centering pass cut down by Morton. Good positioning there in the slot. 2 seconds to go in the period. You hear one of the coaches yelling, "Eat it." Because there's no point in trying to hit a stretch pass that you know is not going to get to the other end in time. And the buzzer sounds to end the first period, 2-0. Lunenburg Ayer Shirley in front through 15 minutes of play.
Devin Morton obeyed his coach's instructions to eat the puck. He also ate a big check from Owen Hurley in the dying moments. But hey, it's a live puck. You're handling it, fair play. Doesn't matter that there's 1.1 seconds left in the period and nothing can possibly come of this. It's a fair check. It's hockey. You hit people sometimes.
I mean, what I would have done in that situation, instead of having it where it was, facing the hole of the ice, is turn around and push that puck into the boards. That way he's got to fight to get to the... That way you got to fight to get the puck available, and if you go into the boards with force and check me into that, then you're going to sit in the bin to start the next period.
That would have been very bad. But Lunenburg Ayer Shirley played that exchange much the way they played the entire period. They played it hard, they played it well. They look like the better side through 15 minutes of action.
Yeah, Hudson was playing strong in the early going, but you used the term yesterday, everyone's got to play until they get punched in the face. They gave up that first goal, suddenly the momentum shifted it quite hard.
And the Hawks came back a little bit. They were able to create a few chances, but some strong defensive play by Lunenburg Ayer Shirley. Good work between the pipes by Jacob Karge. Chance down the other end. Blue Knights didn't really have sustained offensive pressure before their second goal. Sometimes it doesn't take that. It takes two guys and a good shot and an uncontrolled rebound and a good follow-up, and oh, look at that, it's 2-0.
Good transitions, good positioning, getting yourself into the right place to take advantage of any miscues. And LAS has a well-deserved 2-0 lead through a quarter hour of play.
2 goals for the Blue Knights, 2 periods left to play. It is the championship game of the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament, and it continues in just a moment here on FATV. Back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University. John Gergety joined by Dan Bolak. We're just about ready for the start of the second period in this, the championship game of the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament. The tournament started back in 2005 to honor the late Mark Bushnoe, was a longtime coach with the Blue Knights of Lunenburg Ayer Shirley. Passed away, unfortunately, in the year 2000. The age of 39. We started this memorial tournament for him again back in 2005. They've been having it 20 years now. We are 2 periods away from crowning a champion.
And Lunenburg Ayer Shirley off to a 2-0 lead. Sean McGrath with his 3rd goal of the season. Andrew Nicosia with his 1st goal of the season. The goal scorers for LAS. Both of them just striking in transition. Just good positioning, good attacking by the Blue Knights, getting to the net, testing Garcia. The second one coming on a rebound. The Blue Knights, for much of this first period, they played as the better side.
They certainly seemed to have the superior talent and preparation for the first 15 minutes. We'll see how the second period plays out. Teams have switched ends. Hudson going left to right in the red jerseys and shorts. White numbers on their chests, back, and sleeves. Shot from distance, steered away by Brandon Garcia. Lunenburg Ayer Shirley in the mostly white jerseys. Blue sleeves, blue numbers on the back, and for some god-awful reason, red numbers on blue sleeves. That's totally fine. It's not like people are watching on television or anything. Anyway, puck goes to the far corner, played by Ethan Dion. Comes back along the near side boards, kept in at the blue line by Hakey. Hakey pokes it forward, now comes back to him again at the blue line. Colin Hakey does a good job keeping it in. Up into the air, it's grabbed by Dion, almost a jump ball there. Was fighting with O'Malley for it. Now back to Hakey, his shot save made by Garcia. Rebound was loose for a moment, but Garcia was able to cover up.
Your attention, please. I have a winning raffle ticket for tonight's
50 seconds gone here, second period. Lunenburg Ayer Shirley leads 2-0. Faceoff comes to the right of Garcia. controlled by the Hawks. Up off the boards and out of the zone. Will go all the way down, no icing. As the players catch up to the puck before it reaches the line. Played for the Blue Knights by Connor Lammy. Now skated forward by Sprague. Dylan Sprague over to Owen Hurley. Back to Sprague. Tried the centering pass. Sprague couldn't handle it. Goes back behind the Hawk net. Hurley tried to play it back behind him. It comes to the blue line for Colin Holbrook. Holbrook sends it back in behind the net. Chased there for Hudson by Luke Lewis. Lewis will send it back to the near boards. Holbrook has it once again. Holbrook from the faceoff circle takes a shot. It's deflected, goes up over the net. Stayed in play, however, back behind the cage of the Hawks. And it's out to the blue line and out of the zone. Good job for Hudson by Toby Edie. Edie leaves it back now for Diodato. Diodato in turn leaves it back for Lewis, who took a shot. That went wide of the net. Tommy Chamberlain couldn't handle at the far boards. Unable to keep it in at the blue line was Jordan Souza. Now LAS will send it in. Sprague pokes it ahead for Owen Hurley. Hurley back behind the net. Had an opportunity for a centering pass, couldn't find Kimball, now shoots! And it's saved by Garza. Adam Kimball, Dan, was crashing into the slot wide open. Sprague just didn't see him.
Yep. With the transition, with the rush and all that, felt he had a better opportunity just getting the shot off himself there. Sprague's got 1 goal in the season, 9 assists. He'll probably find it later on.
Shot from the blue line is blocked. Comes all the way down to the near corner. Nathan Richard plays it back for Dylan Gibbons. Fresh skaters on the ice for the Blue Knights. Kept in at the blue line by Hudson. Loose puck into the far corner now. Timmy O'Malley gives chase. Out to center for Melville. Shot, score! Braylon Massey! From just outside the slot between the face-off circles, pulls the Hawks within 1. For Massey, it's his first goal of the season. First point recorded even by the sophomore defenseman.
It's a strong shot from the point through a lot of traffic, and it found its way past Carge. 9th shot of the game for Hudson is the first that finds the back of the net.
Save that puck. That may be the first career goal for the sophomore D-liner, Braylon Massey.
Indeed they will.
Face off at center ice, won by the Hawks. Souza gives chase, turnaround shot goes over the net. Carge was watching it, but it went over his pipes. Nothing he could do. Now back to Souza, his shot is deflected. Good defense that time by Colin Hakey in the crease now, loose puck. Squirts back out to the point, shot takes a deflection, turnaround shot takes a deflection, another shot. This one Carge hangs on to. And we get some gentlemanly words, let's say, between Messrs. Dion and O'Malley.
Hawks goal was by number 16, Braylon Massey. Assist number 23, Mike Melville. And number 8, Tim O'Malley. Time of goal 2:31.
You hear Jim LaPointe with the call. Melville and O'Malley, the assists on the goal. Less than 3 minutes into this second period, Hudson has halved the deficit. It's 2-1 Lunenburg Ayer Shirley. Andrew Nicosia tried to skate into the zone. He had a Hawk in front of him, though. That didn't work out for him. It's cleared out. Goes through the skates of Hakey. Into the near corner, played by Heffernan. He'll take it behind his own net. Try to skate it forward. Now passes it, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Dion. He'll clear it out. Does so off of the body of the Hawk. And it falls to Devin Morton at center ice. Morton finds Luke Lewis. His cross-ice pass winds up at the stick of Chamberlain, but he loses the handle. Hakey gives chase for the Blue Knights. Into the far corner now. Sent all the way down the ice. And that will be icing. 11-11 to play here in the second period. Shots on goal are 14-11 in favor of Lunenburg Ayer Shirley.
3 apiece in the second frame. Hudson's got the lone strike in the second.
Face-off comes to Carge's right. It's controlled by Hudson. Shot takes a deflection in front. Never troubled the netminder. Now fought for in the far corner. Connor Lammy sends it behind his net. On the near side boards now for Hurley. He plays it forward for Sprague, who finally clears the zone. Sprague is immediately dispossessed, however. Souza back into the offensive end. A shot save made off the stick of Timmy O'Malley. Carge barely got his skate to that one. Steered it wide of the net. Into the far corner, Dylan Sprague. Menaced by Michael Melville. Easy for me to say. Timmy O'Malley now takes a shot. Carge blocks it away. Centering pass, shot, score! Timmy O'Malley ties the game! 4.5 minutes into the second period, we are level at 2.
Last year, 3 goals for Hudson to open the scoring, followed by 3 goals in 2 minutes and 45 seconds for LAS. This year, LAS opens the scoring with 2 goals, and Hudson with 2 goals in 2 minutes and 2 seconds ties the score.
Face-off controlled by the Blue Knights.
Second goal by number 8, Tim O'Malley. Assist to number 5, Jordan Souza. Time of the goal, 4:33, second period.
O'Malley the goal, Souza the assist. Not the first time you've heard that over the past couple of days here on FATV. Controlled for the Hawks now by Chamberlain. He sends it forward for Diodato. 20 on 20 in the far corner as Holbrook takes it. Back out to the blue line, but kept in there. Shot from distance, steered away by Carge. Didn't really trouble him. Holbrook now looking to get rid of it. He's got Sean McGrath there. McGrath plays it forward for Dion. Blue Knights are able to clear the zone, but the Hawks regather, dump it right back in. Near side corner, Connor Lammy. Back behind his net. Now cross ice. LAS turns up the Jets. Andrew Nicosia going one on two rather, as it poked away from behind him. Good defense by the Hawks. They'll clear it out all the way down the ice, and we get icing with 9:23 to play in the second period. Shots now even, 14 apiece.
It's as level as can be.
Shots even, goals even. We are just about halfway through this game, Dan, and all of a sudden these teams are perfectly level. Face off in the Hudson zone is cleared out into the Lunenburg Ayer Shirley end. Taken for the Hawks by Cam McGuire. Played now behind the Hudson net. Comes along the near side boards and it's finally picked up by Souza. He turns on the Jets, skates into the zone. Well defensed there by LAS. Souza's cross ice pass. Finds his attacker. Shot was blocked, however. Went up in the air, didn't hit the net, falls back to the ice. Dylan Gibbons kicks it forward. Michael Melville gives chase for Hudson. It's batted away by Luke Lewis. The blue line picked up for LAS by Owen Hurley, but I believe he was offside.
I want to use this opportunity, one of my anecdotes, if you will. Luke Lewis and Toby Edie, both of them, 2 of the biggest players that Hudson has at their disposal, both football players, and both who have played at Gillette Stadium in state finals. Edie for Hudson and Lewis for the West Boylston-Tohoto co-op side.
So Tohoto sends their football players on one side and their hockey players somewhere else.
They do. Yep, West Boylston does not have nearly enough kids to sponsor ice hockey.
So where does West Boylston go for hockey?
I think Assinet.
Another team for the Marlboro kid to hate. Interesting. Puck controlled in the far corner by Connor Lammy. He goes cross ice for Ethan Dion. 2 on 2 for LAS. Dion skates past the defender but can't get past the other one. It falls to Diodato, and we have another whistle.
This is a penalty. He couldn't get past him with legal actions.
Well, when the other side's cheating, they usually have an advantage. And in this case, it's a trip called against Braylon Massey. So Massey had the first goal for Hudson. He will now serve the first penalty minutes. A maximum of 2 of them for him as LAS goes on the power play. Puck dropped in the Hudson end. Hawks unable to clear the zone. Sent in on net, steered away rather effortlessly by Garcia. Out to the near blue line. Connor Lammy unable to keep it in the zone. Tommy Chamberlain gives chase, try to apply a little bit of shorthanded pressure. Hudson certainly wouldn't turn down an opportunity for a shorthanded goal here. The main objective is to kill this penalty. into the far corner. Now back behind the Hawks net. Turnaround shot from the face-off circle, takes a deflection, never goes in on goal. Ethan Dion swing and a miss. Now gets it out, centering pass goes off the side of the net. Back to Dion, another shot, and this time Garja's able to cover up. Just batting at it from right in front of the net. Garja was able to hide the rubber from the referee, and that draws the whistle. .7:18 to go here, second period, 1:11 on the power play as we get another shot in on Garja, and he covers up. I always like that, Dan, when they play the interstitial music right before the face-off and they kill it as soon as the puck's live, but the whistle blows 2 seconds later, so it's like, bring that slider right back up. LAS now, shot from the right side face-off circle, goes wide. Connor Lammy on the near side boards, now to the blue line for Hakey. He'll try his luck. And that goes wide, it finds Owen Hurley. Hurley back to Hakey. Hakey to Lammy. Lammy to Hurley. Hurley takes a shot, save made. Very dangerous rebound. Very nearly floated into the back of the net. Hakey regathers his shot, score! That took a deflection as it was going in, but Colin Hakey celebrates as Lunenburg Ayer Shirley reclaims the lead.
A shot through plenty of traffic, changing direction. Hakey's got the shot.
We said a maximum of 2 minutes, wound up being 1:27 before Lunenburg Ayer Shirley finds the net for a third time and reclaims the lead, now 3-2.
Through traffic with the redirection, so challenging for a goalie to stop. Now LAS back in front.
Sousa tried a centering pass, O'Malley couldn't capitalize. O'Malley along the near side boards for Massey. Freshly out of the box, back onto the ice, and with his team trailing once again. Sousa now behind the net, passes it off the net, but it's picked off by a Blue Knight. Back along the near side, Ethan Dion tried to send it in. Winds up passing it to himself. Skates behind the net, centering pass, takes a deflection, and goes into the near corner, chased by Nicosia. Nicosia will take a bad angle shot, swatted out of the air disdainfully by Garja. Batted on the near side, up off the glass.
Number 10, Colin Hakey. Assist to number 11, Sam Brand.
Sam Brand, the assist on Hakey's goal. Meanwhile, a shot by O'Malley goes right into the chest of Karj. He'll hold on to it with 5:51 to play here in the second period. Hockey's good, Dan. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if the folks at home were aware of it. Hockey is good and fun.
I will say last night's games would probably have not convinced you that, but today's games are certainly up to the test.
We had a very tight contest in our third place game, ultimately won by Montytech Fitchburg. In the first period and a half or so of this one, it's been everything we could have hoped for and more. Both teams battling for it along the near side. Squirts down behind the Hudson goal. Cam McGuire gets whacked into the boards by Owen Hurley. Hakey keeps it in at the blue line, sends it right back to him. Hurley now spins back around. He'll go back behind the net, try a centering pass, couldn't handle it. Cleared away by Diodato. Hawks play it off the glass. Now a chance for them going the other way. Braylon Diodato couldn't beat his defender. Diodato tried everything he could, but he couldn't get past the Blue Knight. Hurley gets it into the Hudson zone, but it's poked right back out to him. Luke Lewis now, one of the captains for the Hawks, has it dispossessed from him momentarily. Sousa couldn't maintain the handle. Back to center ice for Hurley. He gains the blue line, leaves it off. Now a centering pass finds Sprague. He takes a shot and it goes wide of the net. Back forward comes Connor Lammy now. Lammy skating behind the net. Finds Heffernan. Heffernan takes a shot through traffic, and that's deflected away. Went right through two Hawks in on Garja, and Garja made the save. Now Lammy again has to skate through three Hudsonites, and that doesn't work out for him. Hudsonites? Hudsonians? Hawks. Should probably just say Hawks. Back behind the Hudson net now. Devin Morton. Played forward by O'Malley. Into the zone, no icing. Colin Holbrook gives chase for LAS. Blue Knights are able to clear, but they'll just dump it out. Braylon Massey gives chase for Hudson. Under 4 minutes to play here, second period. LAS has regained the lead. It's 3-2. Massey sends a souvenir flying into the near side stands.
You see the puck going straight out of play. In the NHL, it would be a penalty. However, in lower levels, that's not an automatic, only if you felt it was done on purpose. And that's because different facilities have different heights for their glasses, so you can't really make a consistent standard across different buildings. For instance, I know at Buffone rink down in Worcester, the glass is quite short there.
Offensive zone opportunity for LAS. Shot from the far side faceoff circle is blocked off the stick of Sean McGrath. Back behind the Hudson net. Now played by Nicosia out to the blue line. Connor Lammy couldn't keep it in. It goes all the way down. Last touched by LAS, so there will be no icing. 3:20 to go here, second period. Stretch pass finds Dion. He leaves it for Nicosia. Nicosia gains the zone. Fires and it goes wide. Back to McGrath. He tried his luck and it was blocked. Another chance for Nicosia goes wide of the net. All Garcia's had to do for the past few moments is stand there menacingly. LAS hasn't been able to bother him. Another chance for LAS now deep in their own zone, but with the puck, they lose possession, however. Diodato keeps it in at the blue line. He'll send it forward. Sprague now left it for Knox. It's cleared out by LAS. That'll go all the way down. We'll get icing. Back and forth they go.
Whole lot of it going around.
Hudson came firing out of the gates of this second period, scored their 2 goals to tie it up very quickly. Now we'll get a face-off in the LAS zone. Souza takes a shot right off the draw. Save made. Get another face-off to the right of Karj. This one won by the Blue Knights. Battle for it in the far side corner. Now take it behind the net, try the wraparound, does Souza. Rebound opportunity, loose puck. Now Souza with a shot. Save made by somebody. There were 3 Blue Knights diving after it. Now LAS down the near side boards. Sprague lost the handle, sent forward by Hudson. Taken into the zone. Souza pokes it forward for Timmy O'Malley. Now O'Malley skating in. Fake the wraparound, goes centering pass, set up, shot, score! Michael Melville, with a little bit of help from a deflection of an LAS defender, has tied this game at 3.
Oh, the opportunities were coming there. I think Colin Hakey had the defensive save a moment earlier, but on that second one, the shot may have been offline, but a fortuitous bounce for the Hawks. And it slips past Karj, and look at that. Shots 18 apiece now, and the score is 3 apiece.
Hawks win the faceoff as we're under 2 minutes to play here in what has been an extremely entertaining second period of hockey in the Bushnoe championship game. Cleared out along the near side boards, gathered for Hudson by Massey. His cross-ice pass finds Morton. He takes a chance from distance. Karj turns him away.
Third goal scored by number 23, Mike Melville. Assist number 8, Tim O'Malley, and number 15, Luke Lewis.
O'Malley and Lewis with the assists on Mr. Melville's goal. As Ethan Dion gives chase in the near corner. Centering pass only finds a red jersey. Hudson will clear, 1:10 to play here, second period. Sent into the zone by Toby Eady. Hudson has to tag up and clear the zone. They do, which gives LAS a chance to regather the puck.
1 minute.
1 minute left to play here, second period. Souza dispossesses a Knight, takes a shot, save made by Karj. Loose puck in front, another shot, another save, another save! My goodness! Tremendous defensive work. Karj was splayed out on the ice, and a Blue Knight defender reached in to swat the puck away. Colin Hakey saving the day, at least for the moment, keeping us tied at 3. Now Heffernan dumps it in on goal. Garcia turns it away. And we all, myself included, take a moment to catch our breath. Loose puck at center ice. Blue Knights gain the zone. 20 seconds to play here, second period. Sam Brand in the corner. Whacked away for Hudson by Devin Morton. Gets out of the zone as we approach 10 seconds left. One more chance for Hudson maybe. Diodato takes his luck. Goes wide. 5 seconds to play as they battle for it in the far corner. We will go to the third period with 3 goals apiece in the Bushnoe championship game.
Tied up at 3 just like last year. And how many times did we see Colin Hakey help support his keeper, Jake Karge? I believe Colin's the younger brother of former LAS netminder Garrett Hakey. You could see the spirit of goaltending in him, really contributing on both sides of the ice. How much he's doing on defense to help support his keeper. And of course, he's got the 3rd goal for LAS in this contest too.
Tremendous work by Hakey, standing tall in net after Karge had gone full extension and slid out of the crease to deny 2 shots. A third came in and Hakey turned it away, kept us level at 3. That was an amazing period of hockey, Dan.
Oh yes, whole lot of action in this one and still more to come. After all, with this being a tournament game, we're going to find at least another goal before the end of this. Whether it comes in the last 15 minutes of regulation, whether it comes in overtime, whether it comes in a shootout, we will find another puck in the back of the net before this night's all done.
There will be at least 1 more goal before we all go home tonight. We will have the third period and whatever more we need coming up soon right here on FATV. We are back here at the Wallace Civic Center on the campus of Fitchburg State University, which has played host to 2 incredible periods between 2 very evenly matched teams as we try to find a winner of the 2025 Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament. Here on FATV, I'm John Gugerty, joined by Dan Bolak. Dan, it has been 30 minutes of amazing hockey between the Blue Knights of Lunenburg, Ayer, Shirley, and the Hawks of Hudson. 3 goals apiece, and we are at least 15 minutes away from finding a winner.
It's been a pretty spectacular game. It's gone in bursts. Hudson had the first 2 goals 2 minutes and 2 seconds apart to tie the score up. They committed the 1 penalty we've seen all day. LAS converted on the power play from Colin Hakey to make it 3-2 to the Blue Knights. But Michael Melville, off a deflection in front, was able to tie the game back up with 1:52 to go in the second. And now with it all even going into the third, these teams, it's a championship game. They've played like it's a championship game. And it's going to be a fun 15 minutes and possibly more coming here. LAS goes left to right, Hudson goes right to left here in the third period of play. Behind the net, Jack Heffernan taking it, turning around, trying to find Colin Hakey. He has to go around the net. He's not going to be able to get to that puck. Timmy O'Malley gets there first for Hudson. But Hakey's going to at least get on O'Malley there, force him to dispossess. And Andrew Nicosia tries to get out of the zone, kept in at the right point by Braylon Massey. He's got a goal today for the Hawks. We believe his first career one. Dumped out of the zone by LAS. That'll make its way towards goal. Brandon Garcia will go all the way out to cover that up at the hash marks. And it'll get the whistle with 36 seconds gone in the third.
Anytime your goaltender winds up as far forward as the face-off dots, you know something has gone a little bit wrong on defense. I think Garcia didn't exactly feel comfortable, but he did what needed to be done and cover that puck up.
Got the draw. Face-off controlled by Hudson. Toby Eady skating it up ice. Up to the right side corner. Colin Holbrook had a touch on it briefly. Bad angle shot is off the mark. Into the left wing corner, Braden Diodato, freshman, second-year varsity player for Hudson. Both these teams can use 8th graders by right, but we haven't really seen any of them in the active play today. Around to the left side. Lunenburg Ayer Shirley tries to move it along, but that's knocked down in front. Diodado's shot is blocked. Number of bodies out in front. The LAS defense doing so much to support their goalie, Jacob Karge. A number of blocks in the goal mouth late in that second period. It could be a much more lopsided scoreline, or really an unbalanced scoreline, if you will, if not for their efforts. Shot from the left side off the stick of Ryan Devaney. Goes off a skate and wide, and another effort there goes off the mark. Finally brought out of the zone, right onto the stick of Jordan Souza. He'll bring it back in the zone. Already past the century mark in points in his career. So now comes out of the zone, Luke Lewis.
And for Souza, that's just 4 games into his junior year. He's eclipsed the century mark.
It didn't take very long. Icing called against LAS. Mentioned Luke Lewis as well. He's a 3-sport athlete. We looked this up during the break. Plays football for West Boylston, plays ice hockey for Hudson, and he plays lacrosse too for Hudson. All of this, and he goes to Tohoto. It's funny how co-ops work sometimes. Go to a high school, you want to rep them in sports. You play 3 sports. As it turns out, your school doesn't offer any of the sports you have. There's a shot on the right side by Timmy O'Malley, gobbled up by Jacob Karge.
Clearly, he just needs to start playing baseball.
Just try a different sport somewhere and all of that.
Hey, Leominster's goalie plays baseball.
He does. We were talking with Michael Clare, mentioned that Liam Brigham's a catcher. It feels like goalie's a natural position for a person who's a catcher. So there's a shot, scores! Redirected in front of a shot from the right point. Hudson's back in front. If anything, they are in front for the first time tonight. Tommy Chamberlain leads the handshake line. Diodado, I think, got the shot in all of that. They've been so used to being in the driver's seat in this tournament. But this is the first time they've led in this contest. 4-3, Hudson in front.
They were caught on the back foot early. Lunenburg Ayer Shirley got 2 first-period goals. Hudson was able to tie it up there, but conceded a third. They were able to tie again, and now for the first time tonight, they find themselves in the lead.
Couple opportunities there. One going off the heel of the stick of Adam Kimball. Transition the other way, Chamberlain. Into the zone, taken to the left side boards.
Hawks' 4th goal was scored by number 4, Thomas Chamberlain. Assist to number 20, Braden Diodado. Time of the goal, 2:42, third period.
Chamberlain had the redirection on the shot from Diodado. Second goal of the season for Tommy Chamberlain. And now the puck literally falls right in between Diodado's legs, coming from behind. He had no idea it was there.
Had a great scoring chance if he had looked down and seen the puck, but he didn't know where it was.
Dylan Gibbons with a good rush all by himself. He centers into the slot, but he has no reinforcements. Souza, his pass intercepted. Dion moving it for Nicosia. In the zone, far side. Dion trying to win that puck back. Factored in on the first 2 goals for LAS. Here's O'Malley. Just like last year, 3-3 going into the third period, and Hudson got the first strike in the third. As there's a shot through some traffic by Devaney. Doesn't make its way all the way to Karge. Now out of the zone, down the ice. Lewis will go and collect this one. 10:25 to go in the third, 4-3 Hudson. Dion can't keep it in as it goes all the way down to Dylan Gibbons. He pushes it off the boards. Laid off sides against Hudson. It's up striking Souza's skate for good measure, but he was retreating, so they won't blow the whistle on it. D-to-D, with Edie being the aggressor there for Hudson. Now back to the other side of defense. Lewis on for Edie. In football player to football player, even if they are not teammates in that particular sport. Left side Souza dropping off. Edie shot wide. To the neutral zone, Lewis will fling it in. Colin Hakey back in the zone end and now pushing up ice. Gaining the zone. Hurley trying to feed it forward, Dylan Sprague. Devin Morton pushed into the boards. Puck cleared out, Heffernan settles it in the neutral zone. Goes to the blue line, realizes Sprague isn't out of the zone yet, has to double back. All the way back into their own end. Hurley on the near side, gets to the blue line no further. Sprague again has to stop at the blue line because Hurley was already in the zone. 6 minutes gone in the third period, 4-3 Hudson. LAS does not have a shot on target in this third period. Hudson has just 2, and one of them's found the back of the net. Sean McGrath, who has the first goal. Colin Hakey, who has the third goal for LAS. Jack Heffernan doesn't have a goal today. But the guy wearing the rotated number 6, which would be number 9, Andrew Nicosia, does. Sean McGrath on the left side, tries to get out of the zone, not enough on it. Morton shot blocked. Nicosia backhands off the boards, back into the left circle. McGrath tries again. This is Dion, on for Nicosia, can't get a clean shot away. Off the glass and back out to the red line. Dumped in by Holbrook. LAS tags up. Morton will get it out of the zone. Down the ice. It's a good pass for Timmy O'Malley. Top of the right circle. Tries to put the moves on. Connor Lammy, with strong positioning, won't let him have it. To the right wing corner. Holbrook getting there. O'Malley dispossesses him. Tries to shove it in on the right side post. Can't get it cleanly off his stick. Back to Holbrook. Dion can only take a whack at it. Not much more than that. Second effort, that's dumped in. That'll at least be a shot on target at the halfway point of this third period. Hudson with the 4-3 lead. Luke Lewis into the zone. Gets the blue line and no further.
The Blue Knights, Dan, are playing like a team that's seen a ghost. All of the aggression that we saw from them, particularly early in the first period, just has not been evident through this first half of the third.
Strong pressure and forechecking by Hudson's made it rather challenging for LAS to get up ice, but now they're making something happen here. As Hurley tried to send it across, but that was cut down. See the positioning, at least cut down the centering pass. The Souza shot punched away. Diodato trying to follow on, but he can't put it past Karj. Chamberlain can only get a touch on it. Edie with an intercept. He shoots! And Karch gets a piece of it. It comes out in front of him. He's able to stop that too. Now out of the zone, dump back down ice. This time not on target, it's icing. With 6:18 to go in the third, Hudson leads 4-3.
Hudson came out of the blocks in the third period, scored very quickly to claim the lead. They have pushed that advantage. Even since the goal, they've looked more like the side likely to put another one in. Blue Knights have 6 minutes to regather themselves and tie this game up. And they will take their time out.
Andrew Nicosia was asking if they could take their timeout. They looked at Eric Short. He said, I want the timeout. Give me the timeout. And the official in the faceoff circle seemed intent on not giving it to him. Eventually, the other official gives the timeout. And so now we'll have that with 6:18 again to go in the third. 4-3, Hudson in front.
You know, it's a little bit earlier than we typically see a coach take his timeout, trailing by 1 in the third period. I think this is a good timeout. I think Lunenburg Ayer Shirley needs a moment to catch their breath because they really do seem spooked. Maybe it was the onslaught at the end of the second period, but they just have not looked right through the first almost 9 minutes of this third. Conceded a goal, Hudson has taken the lead. If you're Eric Short, you've got to find a way to turn those energies around, to get your players back on the front foot. They need to be the aggressors here if they're going to tie this game up. They can't play neutral. They certainly can't be passive. They need to go after it, make something happen if they want to tie this game up.
Eric Short, 27th year as the head coach of the Lunenburg Ayer Shirley Blue Knights. George Piandis in his first season as head coach of Hudson, but plenty of experience, previously an assistant in Watertown and Lincoln Sudbury. Behind the net and around to the right side, Dylan Gibbons trying to move it for Ethan Dion. First effort didn't quite go. Now Jason Turner with a touch on. Here's Nicosia into the zone, drops off left side. Shot saved by Garcia. The first real strong opportunity for LAS in this third period.
And right out of the timeout, that's a positive sign. It's not a goal, it doesn't tie the game, but it's a little momentum. It's a little, hey, Hudson, we're still here. We're coming after you.
Face off to the right of Garcia. With the puck pushed wide of the net, off the backboards, finally picked up by Jason Turner. On the right side, Nicosia trying to dig it out. Turner gets to it, off the boards. Lammy takes the shot, goes off Melville's leg, and ricochets into the left wing corner. Gibbons with a backhand pass, knocked down by O'Malley. Nicosia playing the body on the left side. Picked up by the Blue Knights, moved around to the near side. Ethan Dion, so many Hawks get around, lost it for a moment, got it back, lost it again, tries to get it back again. Ultimately, it gets to Turner. Played off the boards around the official. To the right side, back to Lammy. Lammy takes the shot through traffic. Takes a redirection off the skate of Turner, but goes wide. Dion on the right side, who's got 2 assists today. Hudson tries to get out of the zone. First effort unsuccessful, second effort is. And now Lammy will skate it back in. Fresh legs will come on the ice for the Blue Knights. 4:50 to go in regulation time. 4-3, that's scored! A quick shot deep! And they're able to poke it past Garcia. It's Nicosia's second goal of the game to tie it at 4.
Dan, I could not tell if that went in off Nicosia's stick or his skate. But he's able to find the back of the net and level this game at 4.
4-4 the score now. That goal will go on the board as soon as Mr. Lapointe finishes his paperwork, I imagine. Toby Eady to the red line, down to the blue. Gets the shot on, stopped by Karj. Sometimes it comes out of almost nowhere.
Goal scored by number 9, Andrew Nicosia. Assist number 7, Connor Lammy. Time of the goal, 10-12, third period.
All 4 of LAS's goals with just 1 assist. Lammy picks up the goal, and Nicosia's second of the game and second of the season. It's Lammy, the defenseman, stepping up, keeping the play alive, keeping the rush going, offsides against LAS. Help manufacture that chance, and Lammy gets that pass to Nicosia, and Nicosia is able to redirect it in to tie the game.
Dan, you're familiar with the commentator's curse. I'm feeling something almost like the opposite of that. I said, hey, it's a good timeout. You need to be more aggressive. They come out of the timeout, they're more aggressive. They score the goal to tie the game.
Shot by Heffernan from the right point, stopped by Garcia. 4-4 the score, and one of the more exciting games that we've seen at the Civic Center, at least in this tournament, and it's definitely the most exciting tournament, one of the more exciting games seen at the Civic Center in this young hockey season. Still a couple more months of hockey to play. O'Malley on the right side, gets the shot off, but it's wide. O'Malley will try to get it back on the left half boards. But Heffernan's there, so is Nicosia to poke that free. The puck comes loose down the near side. Sean McGrath not able to get to that one before Luke Lewis sends it along. And that puck ends up pinballing its way into the Hudson bench.
We've never actually been in danger of a puck flying off the ice here, despite being relatively close to the playing surface. Anytime a puck hops up and has the trajectory, if not the velocity, I still jump back a little bit.
It's one of those things that you got to keep your head on a swivel for, but for me, it's like the closest calls to when it actually hits off the press boxes. Here's Brand. Tight angle shot. Garcia was able to stop that. The far side. LAS trying to get another shot on. The extra pass from Brand trying to find Sprague. Thought he'd be in a better shooting position. Gibbons lost his stick. He's able to get another one from the bench. Took several minutes in this third period for LAS to get a legitimate shot. But now there's a shot blockered away by Karch, but the puck falls right in front of him. Dangerous opportunity. Chamberlain's shot deflects into the netting and out of play. Shots in this period now 5 apiece. And the scoring 1 apiece as well.
You could tell Karch wanted to swat that one up and away and behind him. I don't know if he got the bad angle on it or the puck just took a funny hop. It wound up dropping dead right in front of him. Dangerous opportunity.
Sometimes you're able to position your blocker in a position you won't expect it to go in a direction, but sometimes, depending on where it strikes it, it'll go in a completely different direction than you anticipated. And that may not be the best feeling of all. When you can't quite control where it's going to go, as a shot from the right point is stopped by Karch, and he's able to get his glove on that puck and freeze it for a draw. 2:10 to go in the third, 4-4 the score. A draw comes to the left of the sophomore keeper for LAS. He's made 24 saves in this contest. His counterpart, the junior Brandon Garcia, has made 21 saves. Souza steals the puck on the right side boards, turns around, shoots, deflects into the netting again and out of play. The reason why I'm not going to say this is the most exciting game that's happened at the Civic Center this year is last week there was a game between Worcester and St. Bernard's that ended 9-8.
That sounds like an exciting hockey game.
It was 7-3 at one point. Massey on the left side can only hold the puck for a brief moment before he loses it, and it's sent all the way back to the neutral zone. Luke Lewis will fling it down ice, and it will go for icing. Yeah, it was 7-3 St. Bernard's late in the second period. With a minute to go in regulation, it was 8-7 Worcester.
Oof.
And then by the end of regulation, it was 9-8 Worcester, or 9-8 to St. Bernard's.
That sounds like a good, fun hockey game.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to have plenty of hockey here on FATV this winter.
Yep, we'll have plenty of St. Bernard's hockey, too. The Bernardians off to a 5-0 start. Hakey with a shot. That's shouldered away by Garcia standing up. Not sure he quite knew where it was coming till it was hitting him right in the shoulder. Here's Souza on the right side. He takes the shot. It's deflected off a stick and over the netting. Over the net, but not into the netting. Lewis keeping it in the right point. Pushes it to the slot. Sent back to Lewis. Whiffs on it. Second effort didn't get much more than that. Nicosia getting it out of the zone. O'Malley. Now for Souza. Shoots. That's shouldered away by Karch. Back to the right side. Deflecting out in front. Very dangerous on the far side. That's dumped down the ice on target from 170 feet away. Garcia will settle it with the stick, move it along. Comes out of the zone, but now LAS wants to get it back in. Here's Sprague with the shot that goes wide. He'll come all the way to Hakey at the left point, get it on his forehand, move it along the boards. Tries to find Brand. He gets tangled up with O'Malley. Back to the neutral zone. Hakey at the red line, dumping it in, standing up as Garcia. He'll gobble it up into the 33 on his chest and hold for a draw with 19.1 seconds remaining in regulation time.
You been watching Full Time, Dan?
I haven't.
It's good. I'm thinking about that. Thinking about a certain tweet by the guy who made Fool Time.
Ah.
It's early in the season for overtime playoff hockey, but we are 19 seconds away from overtime tournament final hockey. We could go up in a helicopter.
With a motorcycle?
And some other things. Or we could stick around and watch that.
I've got to get on that.
It's a good series. It's allegedly about the history of the internet, but so far all we've learned is that Samuel F.B. Morse was a bad dude. Not a nice gentleman. Also, John Boyce really hates the television sitcom Home Improvement.
Wow.
It makes sense in context, I swear.
He hated as much as he hated the Heidi game interruption?
Probably more, honestly.
Like these exciting hockey games, you'll have to see it to believe it. 19.1 seconds to go in regulation time. 4-4 the score in the Bushnoe championship game. Dylan Givens, that is going to be horribly illegal.
It's one of the more blatant hand passes I've ever seen in my life.
Gloved it down and then just sort of chucked the puck 20 feet forward, right to one of his own guys, and you can't do that.
No.
If the Hudson player had touched it, it would have been fine. Face-off will come all the way down to the left side of Jacob Karge. LAS will win the draw. Throw it around the boards to the left side. Try to throw it into the slot. Nicosia, pin it against the boards. Take a hit there for Meady. They know they're not going to find another goal before the buzzer sounds. And we're going to have overtime tournament hockey here in Fitchburg. 4-4 at the end of regulation.
Overtime.
It's a game that feels deserving of overtime. We will play sudden death 4-on-4 up to 5 minutes.
We'll look for a goal. First to score wins. If we don't get a goal in 5 minutes, the game ends in a tie. Each team will get that in the standings. But we will have to figure out who's going to get the trophy, and thus we will have a shootout if we don't have a winner after 5 minutes. You're not going to see a shootout at the end of any other regular season ice hockey game this season on FATV. At least not high school.
I was going to say.
Yep. College you will. High school you won't. But this is the only game that has this opportunity.
Shootouts are fun. And if this game goes to a shootout, I'm sure that shootout would be fun. I want a goal. I want a winner in overtime.
The two teams will switch sides for overtime. Jacob Karge will now defend the goal to our right. Brandon Garcia will now defend the goal to our left. Shots in that third period were 8-7 in favor of the Blue Knights. Shots in the game now 29-28 in favor of the Hawks. Five minutes of 4-on-4. Let's see if we get a winner. Hudson wins the draw. It's Michael Melville moves it out for Timmy O'Malley. O'Malley will skate it up to the blue line. Skate it to the corner. Can't go any farther than that. Souza, reinforcement, shot saved by Karge. Got just enough of his glove on and just enough of his pad. Owen Hurley, try the self-pass off the boards. Puts on the brakes. Can't go anywhere more than that. Devin Morden will have it now for Hudson. Morden skates to the red, then to the blue. Still holding as he goes into the corner now. Out to the point. O'Malley shot blocked. Nicosia getting in the way of that. Nicosia's got two in this contest, including the tying goal. Feeds Hurley, winds, fire, saved by Garcia.
That's the beauty of this 4-on-4. You pull two skaters off the ice. It opens things up. More chances end to end. You get one defensive stop, you make one brilliant defensive play, and now you've got a chance going the other way.
Hudson wins the draw, punches it off the boards, and then deflects into the bench. Not the first time today we've seen that. Faceoff will come outside the Hudson zone. Ray Diodato take the draw against Sam Brand. Puck will go into the Hudson end. Brand getting on his horse, trying to beat O'Malley to the puck. But the junior forward takes it, passes out far side. Here's Edie. Can't do much with it. That comes off the boards. Out of the zone, back in very briefly. Ethan Dion to assist today. Passes right side, top of the circle, shot blocked. Now out to the left point, another shot well offline. Dion backhands, nothing there. Garcia sticks that into the corner. Braden Diodato skates it up the far side. 3:10 to go in overtime. Brand turns around, throws it back into the zone. Luke Lewis will retrieve for Hudson. Behind his own net, Hawks will take a brief breath. Toby Edie, Braden Diodato. He'll get the shot off, saved by Karj. Not the best of rebound control there, but it gets the job done, especially with no Hawks threatening. Owen Hurley on the right side, dispossessed by his counterpart in 5, Jordan Souza. Souza stood up at the blue line, tried to get the pass off for Tommy Chamberlain, out of his reach. Devin Mort sticking it along. Dylan Gibbons will go and retrieve behind his own net halfway through overtime. Puck loose, and pitchforking by both sides to try to keep the play alive. So now here's Hurley. 2-on-2 coming back the other way. He's with McGrath. Had the first goal in this contest so long ago. Gets a shot off, but it's gloved by Garcia. .2:12 to go in overtime. 4-4 the score.
Both teams so far have been content to take the first shot they can. They get in the zone, they pull up from distance and fire.
Out of the right side, shot. Garcia, I think, was able to fight that one off through all the bodies in front. Diodato up the right side. Can't get a shot away. Can't really get around Hakey. Edie in the left wing corner. Left point for O'Malley. For Edie. Popped up O'Malley to the right side, tried to find Diodato. Errant pass. And Nicosia just able to get a stick on it to knock it out of the zone and knock it out of immediate danger. 1:32 to go. Tried to pass to Diodato. He was coming off. But Chamberlain was not in a position to receive the puck. Shots now 31 apiece. The score 4 apiece. With 80 seconds to go, it's been that even of a game. Blue Knights skated up. Flip it in the zone from Heffernan. O'Malley gets there first for Hudson. Tries to lead a breakout, but that's disrupted from behind. Good positioning by Ethan Dion. Flipped into the zone. O'Malley retrieves from behind the net. We're in the final minute of this game. Jordan Souza, past the blue line. Tries to put on the moves. Connor Lammy sticking well with him. Now Lammy will skate up ice with Dylan Sprague. Lammy, left side, his shot blocked. Hudson trying to come back with numbers, trying to catch them out on a line change. Morton dropping off for Souza. Souza with the moves, shoots, it's blocked. 20 seconds to go. The Fives battling for it there. They go tumbling to the ice, 10 seconds. Chamberlain with the moves poked away by Karj into the corner, 3 seconds. They say a perfectly played game of chess is a draw. This perfectly played game of hockey is a 4-4 draw. There may have been a penalty at the very, very end of all of that, but it will be inconsequential. 4-4 the score, shots 31-31. I believe if there is a penalty, whoever committed the penalty would not be allowed to take part in the shootout is generally a rule.
I think it was going to be a cross-check against Tommy Chamberlain in the very last second.
5 player shootout.
So we're going to have a 5-round shootout to determine who will win the 20th annual Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament.
Again, it goes in the record books for the season standings as a 4-4 tie.
Lunenburg will go to 4-1-1 and 2-0-1 in the Mid-Watch C. Hudson goes to 2-2-1, 1-1-1 in the Mid-Watch C. And really, I guess at the end of the day, it feels like it was the deserved result.
It really does. It was tremendous game, back and forth. Lunenburg Ayer Shirley seized control early. Hudson answered back. Lunenburg Ayer Shirley took the lead again. The Hawks dominated most of the third period. Thought they might wind up getting a 2 or even 3 goal lead, win it walking away. But Lunenburg Ayer Shirley was able to tie it up, hang on through the final few minutes. And then the overtime, it was just back and forth. It was chance after chance on both sides. Really teams, again, just pulling up and shooting from distance. There wasn't a lot of sustained offensive pressure or chance creation. It was good goaltending from both sides. A very fair draw, but there is hardware on the line, so we have to find a winner.
We will figure out who will come home with the trophy for the 20th annual Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament. A 5-round shootout. I got the odd round, you have the even rounds?
Works for me.
Looks like Ethan Dion and Braden Diodato are going to be the first shooters for each team. I think they've got to figure out who's going to shoot first. It will be Hudson who will have the first shot. Trying to make sure everybody's in position.
And that there's only one puck down on the ice. That's very important as well.
The freshman Braden Diodato had an assist today. Skates up on the right side, cutting into the middle. He scores! The freshman snipes it past Karj. First strike in the shootout to Hudson. Now we see Ethan Dion. 2 assists for him today. The junior captain skating up left side. Puts on the dekes, and that's stopped by Garcia. Gets the blocker on it.
Tried the right side. Garcia was ready for it. Hudson leads the shootout 1-0. Braylon Massey now. Sophomore D lineman had a goal today. Trying to give the Hawks a commanding lead in this shootout. Left-handed skater. Fires left side and scores! Beats Karj just past his right leg. Hudson has 2 goals in this shootout.
Strong spot to put it just above the pad, just under the blocker, challenging for a goalie.
Critical now for Lunenburg Ayer Shirley that they get a chance to tie this game, to get back into it. Colin Hakey will take it. To the right side, shots denied! Brandon Garcia has turned away 2.
Now the 3-sport athlete, Luke Lewis, to try to make it 3. He comes in from the left side, puts on a deke. Had Karj beat, but he couldn't put it on target.
Karj had fully committed, was tumbling backside over tea kettle. Lewis couldn't put it home.
Andrew Nicosia, who had the game-tying goal, will shoot in round 3. Comes in from the right side. Didn't get a whole lot on it. Maybe was hoping that he'd be able to sneak it between the legs of Garcia, but ultimately he was able to close them just quickly enough. And now we're into true sudden death here.
Timmy O'Malley can win the trophy for Hudson. The junior captain takes it to the left side. Now slowly through the slot to win the Bushnoe. Yes! Timmy O'Malley gets it past Jacob Karge for the second year in a row. The Hawks of Hudson are Bushnoe champions.
All of those moves, Karge got just a little bit of piece of it. He tried to sprawl out full extension to stop that puck from going in the net, but it was just out of his reach. Hudson scores on 3 of their 4 shots and wins the shootout 3-0 to win the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament for the 2nd straight year.
A tremendous game from both sides. For the Blue Knights, it does go down as a draw. It will feel like a horrible loss. They are the runners-up in their hosted tournament.
A tremendously played game. This Mid-Watch C has got 3 incredibly tough teams, LAS and Hudson and Littleton Bromfield. It's going to be a war across this season to see who's going to win the first Mid-Watch C title in ice hockey. And a great preview of the quality of play that you can see here today. What a game between these two sides.
And if you want to circle your calendars, folks, Monday, February 9th, these two teams play again.
Yep, that's going to be 8 p.m. at the New England Sports Complex in Marlborough.
That's not too far from folks in Fitchburg. It's not too far for folks in Lunenburg.
Or Ayer, or Shirley. It'll be a trip worth making.
We will have the trophy presentation, as well as the recognition of the stars of the tournament for both teams. We'll send it down to our public address announcer, Jim LaPointe.
Okay, let's rock and roll. The final score here tonight, Hudson Hawks in shootout overtime fashion defend their championship with a exciting, well-played, evenly matched game over the Lunenburg Ayer Shirley Blue Knights, 5-4. What a game. Congratulations on both teams doing it 2 years in a row. And now we have the awards here. For the Lunenburg Ayer Shirley Blue Knights, the tournament all-star goes to number 9, Andrew Nikosha. Now for the Hudson Hawks, the tournament all-star goes to forward number 5, Jordan Souza. And this year's 2026 MVP goes to number 8, Tim O'Malley. And now, if we could get the Hudson captains to come up and get their championship cup, 2025 Mark Bushnoe 20th year cup. Hudson Hawks champs. Congratulations, Hudson Hawks.
Congratulations indeed to the Hawks of Hudson, champions in this 20th anniversary edition of the Mark Bushnoe Memorial Tournament. It was a difficult game for them. They were down 2-0 early. They battled back to tie it. They tied it again at 3. Took the lead 4-3 in the third period. Lunenburg Ayer Shirley came back just as well. They tied it at 4. We played the rest of the third and overtime. But then ultimately in a shootout, Hudson emerged victorious. Anytime it comes down to a shootout, Dan, you don't want to say it's a toss-up. Hudson played better in the shootout. They deserve to win. That's a heck of a game.
It was, you know, a beautifully played game as Hudson's going to get themselves in position to take some pictures in front of their fans who've all met up there at the blue line.
It's a great bit of early season hardware for a team that had gone loss, win, loss, win. And in the regular season standings, it will just be a draw. Hudson is now 2-2-1. Again, they're 1-1-1 in the Midwatch C. But they came up here to Fitchburg today, and they took that trophy from Lunenburg Ayer Shirley. And they will hold on to it with pride, as well they should. Congratulations again to the Hudson Hawks. We want to say thank you one more time to Travis Falk, who's been running camera and audio for us here today on FATV. Dan, your final thoughts after a tremendous final game here in the Bushnoe tournament.
It's an excellent game. We had two really good games of hockey here today. A lot of great excitement here. And remember, we have plenty more games of hockey on FATV in 2026. This was just a teaser, if you will. You know, starting on January 3rd, we'll start our 2026 slate. We've got 18 regular season games on the docket. And you can imagine there's going to be a lot of entertainment to come.
Plenty of hockey to come this season. FATV.org will have the schedule. For Dan Bolak, I'm John Gugerty saying thank you folks so much for being here. We will see you next time right here on FATV.